Welcome to our channel Day to Day News. Today we are diving deep into the recent EU-China electric vehicle EV tariffs, a topic that has significant implications for global automotive industry and international trade relations. This issue is not just about cars, it's about economics, politics, and the future of sustainable transportation. So let's get started. Let me give you some background about this. The European Union and China have been key players in global shift towards electric vehicle. China, with its aggressive EV production and subsidy policy, has rapidly become the global leader in EV market. The EU, on the other hand, has been pushing for greater transportation solution through stringent emission regulations and substantial investment in EV infrastructure. However, the dynamics between these two economic giants has taken a contentious turn recently. The European Commission announced plans to impose tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, citing concern over unfair competition and market distortion due to Chinese government subsidies. According to EU, these subsidies allow Chinese manufacturers to sell EV at lower prices, undermining European car makers. So in this, what are the key developments happened till date? Let's consider that one. The move by EU to investigate the potential imposed tariffs on Chinese EV is part of broader strategy to protect its domestic automotive industry. This decision was driven by a surge in EV imports, which have been growing at an unprecedented rate. European manufacturers, including giants like Volkswagen, BMW, and Stellantis, have voiced their concern that their market share is being eroded by cheaper Chinese model. The investigation launched by European Commission in late 2023 is looking into whether Chinese EVs are being sold at artificially low prices due to state subsidies. If the investigation confirms these suspicions, the EU could impose tariff ranging from 10 to 30% on Chinese EV imports. This move is seen as a way to level the playing field and ensure fair competition within the EU market. As you can see, since 2020 till 2023, the imports from Chinese EV has risen substantially from $1.6 billion to $11.5 billion. Also, this chart, as you can see over here, this is the battery electric vehicles made in China, sold in EU. As you can see, Chinese company BYD, the market share in 2019-2021 and since 22 onwards, it's rising rapidly. Also, if you see forecast for other brand or forecast for all the Chinese brands from 2024 to 2027, they are estimating that Chinese EV imports will rise substantially at the tune of 20%. So that is a huge growth. Now let's consider economic and political implications. The implication of these potential tariffs are vast. Economically, it could lead to increased price for Chinese EV in European market, making them less competitive compared to European-made vehicle. This could in turn boost sales for new European manufacturers and protect jobs within the EU. Potentially, this move could strain relationship between EU and China. Beijing has already expressed strong opposition to the investigation, arguing that it is protectionist measure that violates WTO rules. China Ministry of Commerce has stated that subsidies are in line with the WTO regulation and are aimed at promoting green technology, and combating climate change. So, what if China also do tit for tat? So, that will be hampering for European car makers. As you can see here, already China Chamber of Commerce to EU has published one press note informing that China may raise temporary tariffs on EU's large engine cars. So, what will be the impact of this on consumers? For consumers, the tariffs could mean higher prices for EVs imported from China. While this might seem like negative development, it could also accelerate growth of European EV industry. With reduced competition from cheaper Chinese models, European car makers might ramp up production and innovation, leading to broader range of options for consumers in the long run. So environmental consideration, if there are tariffs from both sides, what will be the environmental consideration which we need to see? From an environmental perspective, the situation is complex. On one hand, promoting local EV production in the EU would lead to more sustainable manufacturing practices and shorter supply chain, which are beneficial for reducing carbon emissions. On the other hand, if tariffs lead to slowdown in EU EV adoption due to higher prices, it could hinder efforts to reduce vehicle emission across Europe. Global trade and supply chains. Tariffs could also have broader implications for global trade and supply chains. China is a major player in global EV supply chain, not just in terms of vehicle manufacturing, but also in production of batteries and other critical components. Disruption in trade between EU and China would lead to supply chain challenges, affecting EV production worldwide. Moreover, other regions such as US are closely watching the EU's moves. The US has its own trade tension with China, and the EU's action could influence US policies and strategies regarding Chinese import and subsidies. While this is happening, there are some reactions from automotive industries. The automotive industry's reaction has been mixed. European manufacturers generally support the investigation, seeing it as a necessary for fair competition. European Automobile Manufacturers Association (ICEA) has welcomed the move, highlighted the importance of addressing market distortion caused by strict subsidies. Conversely, some industry experts warn that imposing tariff could backfire by provoking retaliatory measures from China. This could lead to trade war that could harm both economies and disrupt the global automotive market. Companies operating in both regions might face increased costs and logistical challenges as they navigate the new trade barrier. In the conclusion, we can say that the EU China EV tariff issue is a complex and multi-phase challenge with significant implications for trade, industry, and the environment. As the investigation progresses and decisions are made, it will be crucial to monitor the response from other sides and the broader impacts on the global EV markets. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into EU-China tariff wars. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.